went to film school, so you don't have to, and today we're talking about the differences between global shutter and rolling shutter. So what is a shutter? A shutter is responsible for capturing light through your lens. A shutter is also very important in determining how motion is actually recorded. A rolling shutter scans the image from the top to the bottom in horizontal lines. If you scan too fast, this often causes a sort of jello consistency and look at the very bottom, or some sort of aberrations. A global shutter, on the contrary, exposes the entire sensor at once in one snapshot before it closes. This creates no skew or bending whatsoever and is usually crisper than a rolling shutter. Rolling shutters are, however, more easy to produce and cheaper. Most DSLR cameras are actually a rolling shutter, such as the FX3 and the FX6. Global shutters are often more expensive, but they are very important for fast-paced motion or for strobing light effects. Global shutters are therefore found on higher-end cameras. An example of a global shutter is the Alexa Mini LF when you are shooting in open gate settings. So unless you're doing heavy VFX or post work, or you are very action intensive for your particular project, then a rolling shutter is usually fine. The rolling shutter is actually better for low light environments because the slower shutter readout is better for exposing light in a dark environment. In the exact same way, a global shutter often has a slightly lower dynamic range because it captures the entire frame instantaneously, and each pixel is exposed for a shorter amount of time compared to a rolling shutter. Also, it's important to see how your footage is going to be played back because there is a difference in how global and rolling shutter are played back in terms of interlaced and progressive scanning. When you're using rolling shutter, both of them have their cons. If you are playing back with progressive scanning, where the entire frame is shown at once, the top of the frame that you scanned was taken milliseconds before the bottom of your frame when you're using a rolling shutter, and this can cause certain distortion if you have a fast-paced environment on film. Interlaced scanning makes the problem even worse because you have two interlaced fields. If you have rolling shutter and you're scanning from the top to the bottom, and you pair that with interlaced, which is scanning even lines and then odd lines of pixels, and you combine them together, this is only going to exacerbate the distortion and any sort of aberrations that are created. Global shutter manages to mitigate any of these effects. I hope this video was helpful, and I will be doing more videos in the future on interlaced versus progressive scanning.